Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced the nationwide rollout of the National Digital Health Mission, which is the NDHM, a scheme that will enable Indians to create and access digital health records. To talk more on that, I'm currently joined by Mr. Arush Sharma, the CEO of the National Health Authority, and also the COVID-19 vaccine chief. We are looking at the COVID platform. Of course, Mr. Sharma, thank you very much for taking out your time, and massive gains already that is being made by the COVID platform. But let's talk more on the unique digital health ID that has now been announced by the Prime Minister itself. How unique is this health ID and how does it work, sir?
Well, thank you very much for having me on your channel. Let me say that the Honorable Prime Minister's launch of yesterday of the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission is an extremely important step in the improvement of quality, affordability and accessibility of India's digital healthcare system. In this, we are going to use and leverage the digital technologies which India has created to a very large extent. And these technologies will enable people to reduce their expenditure on health, because this will reduce the travel cost. It will also make it more affordable. It will provide benefits to patients, to the doctors, to the hospitals, to the labs. So every stakeholder is going to be benefited by this system. And during COVID period, we have seen that we are able to use digital technologies, and we have 118 crore telephones in this country, mobile connections. We have 80 crore internet connections, and that all that is going to be legal. And we have digital identity called Aadhaar. We have electronic signatures. We have digital locker. We have a consent artifact. We have number of things which we have done. All of them are going to play together to make this happen.
And how helpful will it be when it comes to maintaining those medical records, sir? Because we have seen, especially when it comes to families who come from the lower strata or even anywhere that we look around, there are files after files that they keep on carrying when it comes to their previous health, medical history, their record, if they go to a new doctor. How will exactly it serve as a one-stop solution for all healthcare problems, sir?
Excellent question. What is going to happen is that the medical health records, we have prescribed a format for the personal health records, and those hospitals, wherever the person visits, they will be encouraged to digitize those records so that they are available for accessing by a patient on his own consent. He can share these records with the doctors. And similarly, he or she will be able to keep all these records in his or her mobile also, because today you have very powerful mobile with a lot of memory and a lot of storage space. So I think it will become possible through applications to ensure that a person does not have to carry the records in physical form, and he or she is able to share with his or her doctor, and so that there can be better clinical analysis and diagnostic which can be made by a doctor. So it will benefit everybody, because otherwise, every time a person goes and he has no records previously, then the doctors prescribe the same kind of diagnosis test, etc., because he begins at ground zero, he begins at a zero level. So now if you have the medical records in digital form, it will be very easy to share them and to kind of make it available. So it's going to be very, very important and a game changer.
So, sir, does it mean it's going to be the same platform even if a person, say, goes to a different hospital, sees another doctor, goes to a different city altogether? And how will it also help the common man if, let's say, if they, seek medical treatment from abroad? Is it everything going to be in their phone when they are seeking a medical treatment, sir?
Absolutely. What is going to have portability actually is one of the important facets of technology. Technology has made it portable for rations. For example, if I'm a resident of Ranchi and I come to Delhi and I'm able to get ration from Delhi shop itself, because the one nation, one ration card concept launched by our government is very much possible because of the fact that identity is mobile, identity is on the cloud, the entitlement is on the cloud. Similarly, the medical records are on the cloud, and then it is possible to port them anywhere, and from anywhere you can access them. You can access them anytime, anywhere on your device or on doctor's device after your consent. So I think that's the beauty of this system, and the doctor will have the advantage of your previous medical history, of your previous discharge slips, of your previous hospitalization records. And that's going to be very, very important. And also it will going to bring down the cost of treatment, because the cost of many of the diagnostics will be avoided from this equation. And also, of course, as you know, hospitalization is one of the last resort. Before that, a person consults, diagnoses, finds out, maybe prescribes medicines, and all that can happen in a virtual manner using this technology.
So, sir, how does it work? I mean, who is and how does it actually, we punch in that information when it comes to the medical records and history? Who is going to do that? How do we actually put in that information?
Absolutely. There will be a number of applications which will come out. We also have our applications, for example, for teleconsultation, there is an application called eSanjeevani, eHospital. There are many applications which have been developed by the government. For example, Arogya Setu. Arogya Setu itself is an application which is being used, which was being used earlier for contact tracing. Now it is being used for COVID, vaccination. Then tomorrow it will be used as a personal health record application where you can keep all your digital health records in Arogya Setu itself. So all that is going to emerge. All that is going to happen. There will be multiple applications from the patient side, multiple applications from the hospital side, and all these applications are going to talk in a common language, which we call Unified Health Interface, UHI. So UHI is going to be a connecting platform, a health gateway where a patient will be able to search, locate the doctors near him, pharmacies near him, hospitals near him, the rate cards of various kinds of entities. So that's the way it is going to operate. So we are going to provide that layer of gateway, which will basically connect with the registry of the hospitals, registry of the doctors, registry of the pharmacies, etc.
Mr. Sharma, does it mean that this platform will be expanded in other ways when it comes to taking over the benefits of other government-related schemes as well? And when it comes to the allotment that is being given during, if under CGHS or even when it comes to Ayushman Bharat, will those benefits also be included?
No, obviously, this platform is going to be a comprehensive platform, but it does not mean that everything is going to be submerged into it. It's not like that. This platform is like a protocol, like a network, which is going to connect everything. But connecting everything doesn't mean subsuming everything. So they will continue to operate, but at the same time, they will be able to leverage each other's advantage. That's the whole idea of this platform.
So when it comes to this exercise, this pilot project that happened in many other cities and union territories as well, because it will really help generate relevant data for the health policy makers, but not just in modern medicine, sir, we are told, but also when it comes to the preventive medicines, when it comes to traditional systems of medicines as well. How inclusive does it become, sir?
Absolutely. The platform is inclusive in the sense that it does not limit itself to allopathic system of medicine, which actually will take care of the Indian system of medicines and other things. Only thing which it will do is it will not have quacks on the platform. That we will avoid. Avoid in the sense that only registered people who have done the degrees recognized by the formal medical councils of that particular therapy, those pathy will actually be coming on this part. So it will be an extremely inclusive system, as in, including every system of medicine, but at the same time, it will exclude those who are not really competent and authorized to deliver things which they continue to deliver in the rural areas. So I think, and moreover, it will provide access of the health facilities in the rural areas. Because rural areas, you may not have a doctor and you have to travel a long way to consult a doctor. Now, using technology, you will be able to consult a doctor sitting in urban area also. So that's the beauty.
So, sir, this means that the process is very simplified and user-friendly, especially you mentioned about the rural areas and because the healthcare system, through interventions like artificial intelligence, or even if we talk about machine learning, how simplified is this process, sir, for one to learn?
From a patient, it will not be complex. From a patient perspective, it will be simplified, but it will be certainly using latest technologies of machine learning, artificial intelligence, and data analytics to actually provide inputs to the both doctors, professionals, and also the policymakers. Thank you very much for having me on your channel.
Thank you very much, sir. It was great having you with us here. Thank you for taking out your time.